Last guy had lots to say. I will try to say what I need to in as short a time as possible, but make the impact that I need to, and press upon you the importance of this topic. Again, I've spent the last 5 years going around the world talking about how to reach millions with your message, because that is what I've been doing. But what I realized is there was an undercut required, which means, yes, it's great that we're getting out there and we're making a big impact, but if we're not feeding our bank account, there are too many people that are struggling, and we can't have that because it's too hard to get your message out, it's too hard to be philanthropic, it's too hard to be charitable, it's too hard to support our families and ourselves if the bank account isn't filling and keeping our cup running over as fast as we are making the impact out in society. And so I am talking about a subject actually that many people avoid today, and that is money. It's not taboo, it's not, I know a lot of people are built with a lot of, what do you call those things, where you're raised and then all of a sudden, oh, money is the root of all evil, and all of these things that we're taught. But the bottom line is we were meant to be here in full and utter abundance. That way we can fill from our overflow, right? That's how it's supposed to be happening. Not from, hey, I got this little bit at the bottom and I'm going to give all of this to you and try to live on this. And so this topic is going to get hardcore and it's going to show you numbers. But here's the beautiful part about this. What I have done is taken a business down to the basics, the absolute core of what can you be doing to thrive. And here's again the other reason, actually, it's probably right here. Okay, so I'll introduce six-figure startup to your $1 million design and how to make money from your message, because I know we're going here. Here's what's happening. There has been so much overwhelm with a lot of times with technology when that even first came in. Again, I started my business in 1985. I graduated at the age of 19 with a degree in IT, and I was a programmer, computer programmer. And so I started a software company. And again, brilliant, technology, love it. That's what I live, eat, and breathe. And what I noticed then, of course, in 1994, pre-internet, before people kind of knew there was the internet, my company was already on the internet. We were designing software products for the government, for Walmart, JCPenney, Home Depot, all of the major large corporations and nonprofit agencies that required huge data flow. And then, of course, 2006-ish, along comes internet marketing, along comes new ways to market your company online. And that was a gift when that opened up, because now we could reach people globally. But after that came social media. And so social media added one more layer of unbelievable opportunity where we could kind of reach millions with our message like that. And this, became the game changer, but it also became the overwhelm, the tipping point, the element where you had reached a point where you could no longer consume and operate and function. It became the biggest distraction instead of the biggest opportunity. And so again, for those of you who were at my presentation yesterday, I talked a lot on the social media. I'm going to touch on it today on how does it work within the framework of your business. So the bottom line is you have a message that the world needs to know, but you want to make money from it. And who wants to make money from the message? Good, I'm glad. Okay, I'm in the right place. Okay, so there's 4 elements to kind of reaching millions. And I keep bringing this up because that is our end goal. We need to get our message to a lot of people. This allows us to do it. So there's 4 major elements that do that. The first is the internet. So that is your website, your landing page, and social media. Those create a kind of a trio of power for us and a trio of marketing. The book adds credibility. Again, I talked a little bit yesterday about my book, 31 Days to Millionaire Marketing Miracles. Okay, Then there's speaking, which I'm doing right now, and which a lot of you are. Speaking, of course, is a wonderful way to raise credibility, raise your profile, and of course, impact directly. And then last but not least, TV and publicity, which is kind of the blow it out of the box, reach millions, and really raise yourself to complete authority status, which I'll be talking about today as well. So I'm now a 7-time #1 international best-selling author. I have a lot of books out there. My flagship, of course, is 31 Days to Millionaire Marketing Miracles. That was the one that I wrote in 2006 when I first came into internet marketing. And I realized it was like the Wild West. Everyone was like, oh, if you just do eBay, you're going to make a whole pile of money. If you just do AdSense ads, you're going to make a whole pile of money. But what they never talked about, and again, this is probably my linear brain, because I'm a computer programmer and I'm also a certified management accountant. And so my linear brain said, we don't have the right sequence in place. So I started to study the entire industry and I created the A to Z of internet marketing. So that launched in 2006 to #1 on Amazon. And that was a big game changer for me because it became the Bible of the internet marketing industry for 4 years. Now, of course, I have a whole pile of books that go along with it. I've started to write very much along the lines of global impact, like mission critical messages, you know, how to deliver a difference with your why and things of that nature and empower business everywhere. So that's kind of the evolution. My next book is now called Mission Critical Messengers. So those are the people that are put on the planet that have a very specific message that need to get out there. There it is right there. And so what I've done now, because I have mastered becoming an Amazon bestseller, and every book I launch goes there, I decided to start including other people in a book with me so that they too could become best-selling authors. The beautiful part about that title is they can't take it away. So even if you have your own book, you can simply say, I'm a best-selling author, if you've been able to leverage what's called a compilation book with someone like myself. Another great way to get out there, and of course it's free, is magazines. I've been in feature articles. That was in Hollywood Weekly. I've been on covers for Social Selling. I've had a ton of articles that I have submitted, and that's the really easy way to get into a magazine, and done from the content that I produce. I often and more than likely write about social media, because that's the hot topic right now. And I've been in over 13 Forbes, I've had over 13 Forbes articles, and one of them would have been that one. And so that's as I've started to evolve, and as you start with the littler ones and you start to get higher and higher, that's where, again, it's all about raising your authority status. So you can make an impact. And I'm now one of the invited members to the Forbes Coaches Council. That along came the speaking. So the speaking, how many people here want to be speakers? You're a speaker, right? Yeah, it's an incredible world, incredible journey. It puts you immediately on a different plateau and moves you to expert status. And so how did I become a speaker? Again, I had this fairy tale journey that was somewhat planned, but I couldn't have designed it this way in my wildest dreams. So when I brought the book out, 31 Days to Millionaire Marketing Miracles, it went to #1, and people started to call me, and they were like, can you coach me through the book? And I'm like, yeah, I can. So I started a coaching program for $10,000. It was a year with me, called Entrepreneur in Overdrive. And so I would walk them through the book. I would review their stuff as they went along. They still did it all, but that's how it unfolded. So I made 6 figures in a very short few months. And then the World Internet Summit saw me. The World Internet Summit was the world's largest organization for internet marketing speakers. So they phoned and they said I'd won New Internet Marketing Success of the Year. And that meant they flew me all expenses paid from California to Singapore to appear on my very first stage in front of 3,400 people. That launched a speaking career that I couldn't have even designed. Because from that first appearance, I had done well, I had made the impact that they were hoping, and so they signed me on. And so for 5 years, I traveled around the world with the World Internet Summit. It was myself and 15 other men. So I was the only woman out there, and that's how I got the title of the #1 woman speaker in the world for internet marketing. I was it. So it was an incredible journey, and of course has gone on to, again, exceed my expectations. I've now spoken in over 39 countries, and one of my most recent that I talk about was my keynote in China at the Global Leaders Economic Summit. And that was to presidents, heads of state, and top CEOs. It was invitation only, and it was about how to kind of change the world. And everybody who was there was about different technologies. And I was talking about the social consciousness of technology and how to leverage it, of course, for good and greater cause. I've won awards over my 30-year career now as an entrepreneur. I haven't had a job. And I've won awards from the Assembly, the Senate, the White House, and President Obama. And then TV became the game changer. So you'll notice one of the things that they talk about a lot is the book, right? So the book has opened up a lot of doors. It's opened up speaking gigs, and it's opened up television, TV appearances. And so here's what that looks like.
From Las Vegas, Fox 5 News This Morning starts right now.
Tracy Repchuk is a best-selling author and an online marketing and technology expert. She is
activity online. Tracy Repchuk is a social media specialist and author, and she's created a...
Because there's actually even a better way. And Tracy Repchuk is here today. She's a best-selling author, our technology expert today, talking about apps.
Online safety for kids, specifically social media safety. Tracy Repchuk here this morning with some great advice. Tracy is a mom of 3 teens, best-selling author, founder of socialmediasafetyforkids.com. Tracy's kids are
just passionate about keeping your kids safe on social media. Tracy Repchuk has been working with technology since she was 19 years of age, and now she has 3 active teens on social
media expert and author Tracy Repchuk has an app for every occasion, and I'm so pleased to say she joins us this morning.
What to do with your kids in the heat? Well, best-selling author Tracy Repchuk.
The next guest is a mother of 3 teens and the author of Social Media Safety for Kids, and she is here with tips to keep your kids safe online this summer and the upcoming school year. Joining us now is Tracy Repchuk. Thanks for joining us, Tracy.
You're welcome to help parents keep their children safe while online. Tracy joins us in the studio today. Nice to see you. And the great thing for
School time can be very exciting. The best-selling author of 31 Days to Millionaire Marketing and Miracles. Hello, it is lovely to see you again. Thank you, Tara.
Those are my kids. There's how you reach millions of people. And then I had an amazing opportunity just this past December and January where I was interviewed, and that interview appeared on American Airlines on the headset of every single flight for 2 months, which was over 2,400 people. So that's why I talk about the end game. So we're putting out what I'll call the end game here. Now I'm going to start the undercut and talk about, okay, great, that's what we want. We need to now get serious about the money. So it's all about that leverage, as you saw, that journey that you just saw unfold, is about moving you from the sea of sameness to become a specialist, an expert, and an authority. And when you get that, it just opens up different doors for you. And that's, again, just part of the promotional cycle, and particularly the more social media followers you have, the more impact you can make, and the more kind of third-party proof that you have in the marketplace, okay? So here is the Your $1 Million design. I'm going to talk about herding cats, streamline sales, focus formula, evergreen income, and income overdrive. So herding cats. Generally, because there are 7 billion people on the planet, you know, and 1.7 billion are on the internet, and 5 billion are on their mobile phone. The amount of people we can hit now is incredible. But it also makes it that we have to get extremely specific. We can't kind of look at this broad scale anymore and say, hey, everybody needs me. And so you need to say, who can I help the most? And who do I have either the greatest affinity for, or who do I want to connect myself with, or who's my ideal person that I would like to serve? Then you can start to broaden it later as you move outwards, okay? This means you have to identify and know your target market. So again, I do, you know, done for you social media. Everybody needs social media, I can just say that. But I hone in on specific niches so that people are able to identify and understand who I'm serving. Same with, you know, we do the whole kit and caboodle. We do done for you landing page, list building, website, branding, the works. But so do a lot of other people. That's why you need to do two things. One is niche, and the other one I'll talk about it in a second, and that is unique selling proposition. So you need to get specific and not be afraid that who you're about to identify will rule out so many other people that you don't have a business. It actually works the reverse. Once people are very clear on who you can identify, now we can go fishing in the correct ponds. Social media has collected pools of people in groups and literally made it like fishing in a barrel to find the people we want to serve when you identify and say, that's who I need, okay? Here's the other reason why it's so important to create a profile that you're going to serve. When you're creating your, whether it's the landing page, when you're creating the copy on your website, whether you're doing an article, whether you're doing a blog post, whether you're doing a YouTube video, whether you're going to do a Facebook Live, all of the content you put out there has to have two elements connected to it. One is keywords. That means that you're either using keyword phrases that your target market uses, or you're using keywords from that market space. If you're not doing that, it's going to fall on dead ears. This is why my focus is always how to get seen and be heard. That's how you do it, is by letting Google help you identify and send people to you. And that's done through keywords. That's called a fancy term for search engine optimized kind of content. Otherwise, it's just like every other piece of content that 99.9% of the marketplace is putting out there. When you know this one differentiating factor, two things happen. Google will help serve you up to the right audience, but more importantly, when somebody comes to read your content, if it's a woman, 45 years old, sick and tired of working too hard, tired of technology, overwhelmed with social media, and ready to throw in the towel, but knows she has a mission and purpose that she cannot abandon, that's my target market right there. When I'm speaking those words in copy, guess who's going to read it, and guess who's going to get all connected to it. But if I don't have something specific like that, they start to not be connected. And so they'd come, if you're trying to straddle the world in copywriting, if you're trying to speak to a man and a woman, all of those things, there'll be no pull into your copy, all right? And so that's why it's critical that you write for one person and it will broad scale its way out from there. The second element, now that you know who you're talking to, is we need to streamline these sales. When you start to go broad-based out in the internet, you need to now be able to communicate to multiple people without overwhelming yourself. Many people are one-man bands. Maybe they have a couple of other people working with them. But you can't handle the volume that we want to cope with, whether it's through product purchase, service purchase, or just in general coming into our databases, if you don't have a way to streamline and coordinate and control this. And so the first thing I do with every single client, after actually we've branded them and identified their market, when it comes to moving online now, is we create a landing page. So historically, if we go back to, again, my beginnings, I used to create a list from the old Rolodex, and you'd twirl and you'd pull up and you'd get on the phone, hello, and no one's there, and you'd leave a message, and you would repeat this over and over and over and over till you connected or till you made a sale. So that kept us really, really small. We couldn't go global at that moment. Then along came ACT, Maximizer and Goldmine. These were online desktop-based contact management systems, and at that time, revolutionized. We now could have a place to put all of our people, where multiple people, whether you're in a sales rep situation, but multiple people could see, and it could have notes connected to it. Oh, I phoned them on the 8th, and they said phone back on the 17th. All of these things could now be controlled. Both of these, though, are user-defined, which means you need to be doing it yourself. Here's what I love about the landing page, is it's sitting out on the internet. Along comes a person, they read this, and they're like, I would like to do that. I'm interested in what you do. They give me their name and their email address, and they're in, okay? So now we've got kind of this user-based and user-driven system of collecting names and collecting prospects. And that's how we can now cope with the amount of people that are out there. There's the old method, and here's the new. And so here's the difference of kind of understanding the scope of where we can take our company when we get a landing page type of technology in place. That's the ability to list, build online. It allows you to create a community of people that know, like, trust, and ultimately buy from you. You can start to do income prediction based on the number of people that you have in your list. This is why it's important. All we're asking for on a landing page is one thing: your name and your email address in exchange for something, okay? A gift of some sort. And generally, most people have enough content that you can give a little bit of it away for free. But it's got to be your good stuff, your best stuff, and it's got to hook somebody as soon as they get there. Here's the other reason why you need a landing page. It allows you to track your promotional activity. If you start to get into Facebook ads or anything, whether you're doing a flyer in a program, like our speaker program today, or you're doing a postcards, or you're doing a booth, whatever it is, if you're sending them to your website, you can't track that. So if I send everybody to Tracy Repchuk all day, they go in, they bounce, they come out. They go in, they bounce, they come out. Did I help you? Did you find what you were looking for? Who are you? Where are you from? What are you looking for, right? I can't get that data because they're a no name to me. This is why we have to control it, get their name and their email address, so I can now start to approach you and say, hey, why don't you fill out this survey? I'd love to get on a call with you. Let's find out more about you, okay? And it also allows us, if we're doing ad-based tracking, to say, oh, people came in from this ad to this landing page to this location based on that. I now know that 100 people came in, 10 people converted, and 3 people bought a $1,000 program. I spent, whatever, $98 on the ad, I made $3,000. You know to do that now all day long. If you don't have a way to track and measure that, you don't know if that ad is working for you or not, or if that promotion is working for you. Without it, you're generally wasting time and money. The global layout for how you approach online, you create your vision, you establish your brand, you create that landing page, you now start the email communications, which are done on autopilot. Okay, there's a piece of software running that says, Dear Jane, thank you so much for joining my community. I look forward to serving you. Here's that free gift I promised. Next email goes out, talks about one of the things that you do. You're educating them on your benefits. Because a sales cycle takes about 7 to 10 touch points, what you're doing here is getting them so educated by the time they reach out to you, they're like, I want to have a sales conversation. I want to talk to you about what you do, because they already know. Now they want to know the price. All right, then you start to do your what's called master branded site. Now we start to build that up. Then we make sure all the search engine optimized text is going in everywhere. Now we're blasting our social media at our landing page, and now we're driving in more traffic from all other sources. That is the cycle of moving online. This is the mechanism where you can make money while you sleep and play. If you've ever heard people talk about that, it's because of the landing page and that autoresponder. Because while I'm here, for example, it's out promoting me by sending out emails on autopilot, and people are buying. And so that's exactly what's happening, and it can only be done pretty much while with this kind of technology. Social media, how does this all play? If you drive your social media to a generic branded website, again, I said, we can't track and measure. We don't know what's happening. The other reason we need to drive them to a landing page is then when they give us their name and their email address, they now become part of our database. It's a personal database. It becomes an asset to the company. As great and as much as I love social media, that's just the ponds that we're fishing in. We need to pull those people into our own pond because we don't own those people. So I have like 19,000 followers over on LinkedIn. If LinkedIn one day says, I don't like you no more, gone, bye-bye. Guess what happens? You know, if I didn't pull anybody into my own personal database, I could have my entire business shut down. Same with Twitter, same with Facebook, same with YouTube, Instagram, Google+, Pinterest, all of them. We don't own those people. That's why it's important to push them into our community where we can now control the communication and create a tribe, a nice intimate tribe. Okay, here's where the rubber hits the road. Here's where the numbers are coming out. This is called my focus formula. There's one thing I've noticed, particularly with women, I will say that, again, because we can juggle and multitask and do 100 things at once, we have a tendency to stretch ourselves across 150 items without focusing. And this is where I hone my skills in, and then I hone it in for others. We're not, no more, nothing along the periphery for the period that you're with me. We're going to focus just on this. Here's how it rolls out. And what do I mean by that? This is what you're going to do. This is what I'm doing. I did this, I started my company doing this years ago. So backtrack to about 2008 was the first year that I did this. And so the model's been proven. I've had it proven with clients. I've done it over and over and over. But what I did was I said, I'm going to do this in a live scenario now so that not only can you see me doing it, but you're going to do it along with me. So how do you focus in on one thing? And that is by creating a 12-week course. You're going to come up with a product name. You're going to buy the domain name for that. And so be careful. Do not come up with a product name you love that cannot stand on alone on a .com. You're going to create a one-sheet offer. A one-sheet offer looks like this. Okay? It is called your irresistible offer. It is what can you give me for the best price possible. All right. Then you're going to sell or promote via webinar, stage, Facebook Live, emails, Facebook ads, all of these very specific methods that we're going to tap into, and then you're going to learn to close the sale and fill it before the first class. You're not going to build anything. You're not going to do anything technical yet. All we're doing is going a little bit back to old school. You're going to create an offer. You're going to say, I know this. And I'm going to create an offer. I'm going to add all of these bonuses to it, whether it's time with you, whether it's calls, whatever it is. And then you're going to sell that before you create it. And why are we doing this? We're going back to proof of concept. Because I have encountered over my years in business now, so many people that have spent 7, 8, 9 months building a course, launch it, and nothing happened. So not only did 7 months of their lives get burned, and yes, it's great, we've got a course, we've got an asset, and then I teach how to reframe it in this and stuff like that. So if you do have content like that, we go back to square one and we undo it a little bit. or we improve the offer. Sometimes that's all it takes is, and I'm going to talk more about the irresistible offer. And so it just comes back to framing it differently when you launch it. So the goal is, you're going to come up with this 12-week course, you're going to sell it for $297 around that price frame. I sell mine for more just because of my experience, okay? Because many people coming in are very new to sales and very sensitive, I say $297. It's not a out-of-the-box price for 12 weeks with you, because you know so much that $297 is already a bargain basement price. And I say you're going to sell 10 of them. So in this course, we're going to focus on finding your 10 clients at $297 so that you have $3,000 coming in. That's $3,000 for this course that you're going to build. And so that's where we begin. And I teach you how to go out, how to fish, how to find, how to get these 10 people committed to $297, and then you got $3,000 in the door right off the bat, okay? That's called phase 1. I'm going to show you the 5 phases that I've been implementing with what's called my platinum clients. So my platinum clients are the ones that invest with me for a year and I build it all for them, all right? So I've been doing this with them, but now I'm bringing it down. I've pulled that piece apart and I'm launching this exact course to prove this exact formula. All right, so you can do an intro class. Now, why do you want to do an intro class? So you've got, this actually now becomes 13 classes. The first one's an intro. Why? We need to fill it a little bit first. So we'll tell everyone pretty soon we're going to be having an intro class. And so in that intro class, you're going to introduce them to what it is that you're doing, all right? Then you have your 12-week course. So week 1's intro. Out goes a M1. That actually stands for an email. Out goes an email that says, hey, don't forget to come to the intro class. And so this is how we're even old schooling it, okay? We're not even going majorly advanced. You don't even have to build a website at this point. Week 2 is the very first module, okay? Then out goes an email that says, hey, don't forget to come to the Q&A class. This is how you get 12 weeks. 6 of them are core teachings that you have. Almost everybody has something around 5 to 7 core strategies that they teach. We're going to add a Q&A class. So it goes, teach sheet. Next week, you're going to have a Q&A on what you just taught. So they're going to come up and they're going to have questions and then they're going to ask them that week. Next week, you say, hey, next class is coming up, and you teach that next core. Do you see how we do not have to build? You actually have a week between, you have 2 weeks between each module before you even have to build it. But you will know. Once you've sold 10, you'll probably start the build process. And the build is just putting together notes on what it is that you're going to teach them. And then out goes the Q&A class. And it will repeat like that through your 6 core modules. We have gone down to simple basics, is what I've done. I've pulled it down to the most fundamental step you can do. As you're approaching that end of this program that we gave them, they're in love with you, they're educated by you, they appreciate you, they're grateful for you, they have come from a before state, whether that's, in a crappy place or not happy or don't have enough money, to a place where they are better off than before they met you. So now they're in a place where as this 12-week course is closing, they're like, man, what happens now? I still want to be with you. And they start to think, my God, when this is over, what happens, right? Where am I going to go? You're now going to have the next step in place for them. That next step is the phase 2. It's generally a mastermind type of thing where you can meet them once a month online, or it can be a little coaching program with you. It can be whatever you want. Here's what I'm saying to do, though, is I want you to set the price tag around $5,000, $4,997. And then if they sign up before they leave this 12-week program, you're going to give them a discount, a signing bonus, okay, of $500. That's almost, you can actually play with that and say, I'm going to give you a signing bonus worth twice what you invested in me. And so you could give a $600 signing bonus here, which means not only kind of was that first course free, but you're giving them double back their money, type of thing. And so there's ways to play with the positioning of this so that it too starts to be irresistible. So you got to think about what can you now do for a longer period of time with somebody that is worth $5,000, and in this case minus the signing bonus. So you'll look at the price tag here. I've set this figure at $4,497. Now, one of the questions I got at one of my events was, what happens if I do not have a mastermind concept? There's no way, what I do is just this. I can do courses, but I can't do a long-term with someone. You rinse and repeat this. Then just keep doing this over and over and over and over. You don't need to have this. This is part and parcel of a progression that I do with all clients, because they get to a point where now they want more and longer time with you. They feel that security blanket over a longer term. That's what it starts to become. Okay, so that's phase 1 and 2. So let's take a look at where we are. So phase 1, we made the $3,000. And then, so we add phase 2, which comes after the 12 weeks. And in general, of those people, you can probably get about 8 that will sign up for the signing bonus of $4,500. Or even give them the $600, the double back. I just thought of that, which is why I kind of like that, because that's almost like double back your money. But there it is. So 8 at $4,500. Now we're looking at $35,976, and now we're starting into our next phase after this 12-week period. Okay? Now we're moving into phase 3. You take that exact concept, that course that you just did, 6 modules, and you teach it in a 1-day live event. You can sell that for $97. Let's say you get 20 people. So the numbers I'm giving here are so small. How many people have like 20 people in their social media right now and you really don't even do social media, right? And so you're going to find 20 people that will pay $97 to kind of join you for a 1-day event. And so we got another 2,000 in the door. And then of those 20, and I'm using kind of normal conversion figures here. In fact, I'm using small, what I'll call small conversion numbers. Let's say you have 20 people in a room, they've spent the day with you, they love what you're doing, now you're going to promote your offer again at the higher program, now the mastermind, okay? Because generally 8 of those people here are from phase 1 already. They're coming to your 1-day, all right? And now you're going to offer the program, the mastermind, to the people at the 1-day event. So, and you'll notice I've even said it's $4,400. So what did I do here? Again, I took off this $97, remember it was $44.97? I took off the investment they did in the 1-day. And again, these are just kind of strategies to help them see that, hey, your 1-day was free, now we're going to spend a year together. I'm going to reduce that. Here we go at $4,400. And let's say out of 20 people in that audience, 5 of them join you. We're only looking for 5 people to join you. It's another $22,000. So you've given the 500 signing bonus because they were at the event. I always give bonuses to people that show up to live events. So that's how they get that. And then I've even given them their ticket price off. So you make an offer like that, you get around 5 out of 20. That's very real. Of the 20 that are in that room, this is just kind of statistics, one of those person is going to approach you and they're going to say, do you have a done for you, or do you have a program where it's just me? And at that point, you can say, I do. And it's $10,000. So you'll notice way back when I did that 1-on-1 $10,000 program. Somewhere in you, somewhere out there, somebody wants more of you. They want one-on-one time, they want one-on-one whatever it is with you, sessions, everything. They want a custom tailored program for them. And you have to just offer it. So when you're at that one day, you're gonna say, now, I have this program, here it is, it's the mastermind, you're gonna join me for a year, la la la, all the benefits, and it's this. And I'm gonna pull off $500 because you're here today, and I'm gonna pull off $97 for the price that you paid for this ticket. So you look like you're giving them every advantage you possibly can, because you are. And then they're signing, and then you're gonna just add the one line at the end that says, and by the way, for anyone who really needs one-on-one attention with me, wants me for the next year to be in your life to help you through whatever it is you help them through, come see me, okay? And then they'll come see you. You'll have a private conversation on this price tag, and they can do payment plans, whatever it is, right? But we're looking for that one person. Again, I had the question, what if that one person doesn't jump on board? No problem. Rinse and repeat phase 1, okay? And I'm going to show you that in a minute. So now we've gone through the 2 and 3 phases. All you need, and this is why I'm being real here, is 20 to 30 people in your life willing to get the information that you have in your head, or willing to get the information that you maybe have already kind of started to lay out, all right? But you know you can help them, and you only need 20 to 30 people in this whole thing. This is why this concept is so real. I'm not saying you have to have thousands, 20 to 30 in your social media alone, or in phase 1 of the social media of what we would do in this program. We're going to find those 20 to 30 people. Remember, we're finding the 10 first. Now we're going to find some more. So here's how that looks, 12 weeks live and coach. We're at $38,976 with the event and the, with the 35,000 plus the 3,000 from phase 1. That's where that came from. 22,000 from people joining our 1-year program, only 5 people, that's all we need. 1940 from ticket sales, and 10K. All right, so we're sitting at $72,916. 10 people to start, that's all you need. Over 12 weeks, you need to find another 15 people. If over 12 weeks you can't find 15 people in your life, then maybe this is not for you. You need a job, really. It comes down, this is why I like to take it down to cold hard facts. But I know almost every person out there, when you know that you just need to find 15 people, that's what you'll do. You'll stop all of the distraction, you'll stop all of this, and you'll say, I just need to find 15 people. Well, today I'm going to go find 3. You're going to go on social media and you'll find 3 interesting people and you'll start to connect with them. And then you'll say, would you like a strategy session? And then you'll talk about this program that you have for the $297. Remember, we're always just back at that level until we brought them through. This is called a funnel, until we brought them through the funnel. Over 4 months, it's kind of like $72,916 with all phase 1, 2, and 3 implemented. And again, you haven't built this mastermind. You've done nothing with it. All you've done is come up with the concept of what would I do with that person for a year, and you've put it on a piece of paper. Then you're going to deliver that to them over the course of that year. Here's one of the clients that I have. So she came in, and in 60 minutes, she made $28,973 on her launch. And what am I looking for you to make? $2,997, $3,000, 10 people. She happened to sell 65 units, okay? And so she had a deep social media reach, and so she managed to sell 65 units. And so again, she doubled back her investment in just 3 weeks. So in her case, she actually bought the Platinum program, which is I'm doing everything for you. But on week 3, we hadn't even begun anything, excluding her landing page. But I took her through, and I take my Platinum people through this immediately, because this is what we're going to base it on. And again, that's how I built it. And that actually, she added another $20,000 before the program even launched. Because why? We put this program, we put the intro date out there, and now we're going to actually kind of trickle and play and move other people into that.
Hi there, I'm Chelsea Krause, and I'm a new platinum member of Tracy's and could not be more excited and thrilled at the results that I've seen in only 3 weeks of working with her. To take a step back, I actually interviewed 7 different coaches before I decided to move forward with Tracy. And Tracy was the only person out of the 7 coaches that I interviewed that I really felt took the time to actually do an audit of who is Chelsea, what is Chelsea all about, and what does Chelsea have coming up. On our first discovery call, Tracy said, I see that you're speaking at an insanely awesome event 3 weeks away. We need to seize this opportunity, and if you're willing to work fast, I'm willing to work fast. And within 3 weeks, we had my landing page up, my first program created, and my presentation established to seed plant the program at that platform event. Well, 3 weeks later, not only did I receive a return on my investment for the entire platform, platinum program, but I also had a lovely, lovely profit. I am so excited to, I can't even imagine 3 weeks in seeing that return on investment and what I'm in store for the next year. I am so thankful, and if you have the opportunity to dive in with Tracy, it's the best dive you're ever going to take.
Cool. All right, so now I'm going to show you how the umbrella works, okay? We did phase 1, we did the 3,000. We did this again, we've seen this, how we have the rollout of the thing, the masterminds, the tickets, and one person in there wants more of you, okay? Now, we're 12 weeks later, we've recorded everything. The beauty of it all. We recorded the 6 training, we recorded the 6 Q&A. Now we're going to take that technology and move it into a different selling channel. It's called the DIY, the do-it-yourself, okay? So there's 2 ways to do the DIY. The first is to continue what's called a drip feed, which means you still don't need a website then. All you have to do then is continue to sell them on your price tag, whatever that is, and you're going to send them to the class and send them to watch the Q&A, right? They don't get you, so they're just dripping through one at a time. I recommend you sell the drip through. There it is, kind of module 1, module 2 type thing. You can sell that, let's say you sell that for $497 now without you. And you sell 2 a month. That's all we're looking for, 2 people a month. Okay, and so you're looking at an extra $12,000 for the year by selling just 2 people a $500 program that you've just been paid to build. Here's the way I like to do it, and here's the way I do it, but it takes more technology, okay? So, let's say you sell this at $997, the DIY, the do-it-yourself, and you build what's called a membership site where they get it all at once. They can go in and they can go through this at as fast a pace as they want. They get lifetime access to it, etc. Okay? And you sell 2 of those per month. You're looking at $24,000 added income. You've got the content built. It's just a question of what do you want to do with that now? And so if we take a look at the drip feed, we don't need technology. If we take a look at this, you're going to need a membership site. Here's the great part. You've made some money now. Just hire me to build the membership site for you. Don't worry about it. The content's been built. I'll build this for you if that's the route you want to go, because you should have money in the bank by that point. Okay? So you're looking at now between that and this. And I took the lower one. I said, you're not going to build a membership site. You're just going to continue to drip feed this and added it. So we're at $84,916. And now we're about 15 weeks kind of through momentum and time. It's longer if you actually it's not longer. If you hire me to do the membership site, I can have it done in 7 days. Okay, now what happens to the concept of what we just did? We taught this thing live. We're going to rinse and repeat it. We're going to set the next. We're doing this 12 weeks. We're now setting the next quarter and the next quarter and the next quarter beginning. Okay? So now we're going to do this again. And that's phase 5. We're going to do this 3 times a year. Again, week 1, here's the beautiful part. Now you are about to get paid for doing half the work because we have the module built. We have the training already done. Where do we show up and where's our importance? At the Q&A. You tell them, go watch that class. I'll meet you at Q&A if you have questions. Go watch the class. I'll meet you at Q&A. So now it rolls out. Your time is halved and your income is about to be doubled. So here's what I do with my programs and my clients. Generally, you talk about a 2997 program because now they're about to spend 12 weeks with you again. And I mean, who here isn't worth $3 grand for 12 weeks of your time? Everybody's worth that if what you provides some sort of benefit beyond that price tag. And again, if you deal with health issues or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's the before and after state. That's what people are buying. I always give a $1,000 sign-up bonus if they do it on the spot or they do it at a live event. And so now we bring the price tag to $19.97. We're about to roll it out. You've done it, you've built it, you've proven the concept. Now you're going to have way more confidence to pull in a price tag of this. I'm looking for you to only get 5 people. That's it. 5 people for that whole 3-month term. Do you want more than that? You bet. But what I've done here is taken the smallest number I can possibly imagine that you can find to go through a 3-week period with you again. Or, I'm sorry, a 3-month period with you again. I'm only saying you, at the very least, you're going to find 5 people. And you're doing this 3 times a year because we have the rest of the year to unfold. Now we're adding another $29,955 to the income level. So for less than, it's actually less than 85 people, but I'll say less than 100 people, that's your income, $114,871 with this exact formula. Now, so why can't everybody do this? Because they don't do it. They don't follow. They squirrel. They go over here. They lose confidence. They say, I can't charge $497. I can't charge $997. That's just a confidence issue. Everything we have up here is worth that to at least 2 people and to at least 5 people. All right? These price tags are really real too, and this is why we also find the target market that can afford the benefits that you offer them. So, we got the formula in place now. How do we unfold this? How do we do it? It's 4 simple steps. Computer and a headset, create your topic and presentation. The best place to do it is on a webinar, is on a platform where you present it live, okay? You can even go old school. I mean, right now I'm doing it on Facebook Live. So I'm showing this entire presentation. I'm going to talk to people after who are on Facebook Live if they want to join me in this program. That's how simple it can be if you don't want to do it on a webinar platform. Here's why I do like the webinar platform, though, is, you know, they got this. You have to have a screen. People generally need to see something visual to keep their focus. This is why I love webinars. I do come from the teleseminar era, right? And I remember every time a teleseminar came up, I'd either be doodling, emailing, whatever. Why? Because I'm not looking at something. This is why this is important. Then you find a place to replay it. And why do we want to put a place to replay it? We're evergreening this now. This presentation, or one that I've already done, can now sit on a website, which it does, and I just send people there to go and watch it and sign up. That's what we're doing after that, okay? So we're leveraging every minute of our time in a very precise way. And then we're going to sell. That's it. Now, there's 2 key things to this. One is the irresistible offer. Okay, and so that's putting together something that somebody salivates over and figures a way to make go right. Now, in our case, right, our first offer is $297. Real simple to come up with salivation for $297. It's as you get, you know, higher and more experienced that your initial offers will be a lot higher. But at first, $297, irresistible offer. And you got to describe clearly, what is the after state? That's what they're buying. People don't buy products and services, they buy outcomes and the after state. So you just have to hone in on that and say, what is the transformation I'm about to give to you? And if that transformation is a big enough pull, they're going to stay. They're going to go for it. Now, income overdrive. Now this is where we launch this thing into the stratosphere. The pattern I'm about to show you is the exact pattern I started my business with 10 years ago. I was taught this by one of the mentors I invested in, and it's been something that I live by. So what I'm showing you here is how I started. It's not how I think you should start, it's how I started, because we're going back 10 years. So you remember, I came up with that book, right? 31 Days to Millionaire Marketing Miracles. Great. That led to the coaching, right? I opened up that coaching program for $10,000. I sold more than 10 rapidly, so I made more than 6 figures in a very short amount of time. I actually started to do copywriting, so I'm showing you my entire business 10 years ago. I actually started to do copywriting. $5,500 was for landing page copywriting and building, and $20,000 was for sales page. So how did I come up with those figures? I paid $5,500 to learn how to do a landing page, and I paid $20,000 to learn how to do sales page copywriting. That's how I came up with those figures. So then I started to add that, and then I hit the stage. Remember, I go on stage with World Internet Summit, and now I'm on stage and I'm selling 6 figures in 90 minutes of coaching programs. The way that I'm teaching you guys to do, that's what I sold from stage. Then I took that same concept. You'll notice here, remember we got this core niche? We're not complicating nothing. We're taking the exact same content, our signature program, if you want to call it that, and we're carrying it through different delivery systems now. So in the first 6 figures, we're taking that same content and we're just putting it into a little area. Now we're really taking this out. So I remember the first teleseminar I did, there was not webinars back then. And so I get on my teleseminar and I see everybody else making wads of money on these things. And I'm like, I'm going to do a teleseminar. Well, I'll never forget though, when I did the teleseminar, my first one, I get on and everyone else was telling me, oh, I have anywhere from 100 to 500 people on my teleseminar. And so I'm sitting there and I have 13 people on my teleseminar. Already I'm thinking, oh, I'm an epic failure, but here's what I'll do. I'm reframing it for myself. And I'm like, I'm going to make this like the best pitch I can, or kind of really get high energy and really show everybody as practice. I'm going to do this as practice. Well, of those 13 people, 7 people bought a $3,000 program, and I made $21,000 in 90 minutes. So my point on this one is you don't need big numbers. Everyone's talking these massive numbers. We don't need that to build an amazing, sustainable company. We want to impact that, but we don't need them to hold our ground in a sustainable business. Okay, then I took it out to DVDs and CDs. We don't even have that pretty much anymore. Here's where the next place I took it out. So every year I do an event twice a year. It's called Business Online Mastery. I started to take this stuff and teach it in seminars and workshops. And so that added another revenue stream. Then back then took it into, again, we're going back 10 years, took it into continuity programs. So now I started to have continuity programs that range from $47 a month to $500 a month, depending on if you wanted me or not, or $47 a month was DIY. And then last but not least, I launched my book, because this was self-published originally, into an ebook. Well, that was selling at $97 a whack with a workbook. This doesn't even exist anymore, right? Because Kindle came along and made 99-cent books. So that's all gone now. But back then, I actually made more money on my ebook than I ever did on the book. But what did the book do? It opened up every channel from an authority status point of view. So here's where we're focusing this program on. You are going to be doing webinars, you're selling your coaching, you're adding the one-day workshop, and then you're opening up, remember, the DIY, continuity, recurring, over and over and over. This is where the big things happen, okay? And then later, if you want, you can add consulting, done for you, book, whatever you want to add, okay? All right, so now, for those of you who would like to have me walk you through the exact process in a live scenario, have a 12-week course with me. Not only am I opening the curtains, which means I'm not just teaching you the course like you'll be teaching your people, I am telling you all the barriers I hit, all the problems I encountered, things that are happening, things you've got to watch out for, all the pitfalls that are going on, not just live with me at that moment, but that I've also experienced in the past. So again, the program is called Your $1 Million Design Results Focused Product Blueprint. Remember I said there's 6 modules. I'm now going to show you the 6 modules that I'll be taking you through. The first one is module 1. It's about the irresistible offer. This is key. You can have the greatest program on earth. If you don't make it irresistible for somebody to buy, they won't, because they don't get it, okay? Here we're going to focus on offer, product name, domain name, all of those elements. Second thing is landing page. How do you set that up? The structure, the look, the layout, and then how do you build that funnel? Because we want to get ready for the funnel. The third element is social media mastery. Now, I have products that show you exactly how and why you do social media in full detail. And I have done for you social media. This social media is we're going hunting. We're finding those 10 people we want to start your program off. That's what this is, finding your exact audience and fishing in your pond. The next is the focus formula. All of that strategy. We're going to start a course with getting those 10 people in at the $297 and rolling out the 12-week program that you've got for them. Evergreen income, you're going to learn how to do a webinar, how to set it up, how to do the presentation, how to structure it, and how to set up replay pages, things of that nature. And then income overdrive. You'll get the platform. We're going to take a look at how you roll it out here. And more importantly, how do you do high ticket selling, okay? It takes a lot of confidence to ask somebody for $10,000, $100,000, whatever figure we're going through. You have to step into it, and then there's a strategy and a format behind that. I'm going to teach you exactly how I do high ticket selling. And then you've got your Q&A classes. You're going to have yours. These are the ones with me, right? We're going to go class, Q&A, where you can ask me anything. This is where I will review all of your stuff. I've created a private community so that in between classes, or even after it's done, we have an area where I go to every single day. It's my closed Reach Millions community. And that's where you can ask me questions in between. So we're always connected. You're connected to the group, and you're connected to me. And in addition, I'm going to be giving you some bonus support. So I have products. Again, I've been doing this for a very long time. I have products that I actually sell. So I have a product called Success Rituals. What do you do in the morning, the night? You know, all of these great habits that you can get in place. And that some of the top people around have been implementing as success strategies. And I'm going to give you my system. So the cost of that system, if you want to buy it, is $297. I'm going to include it into this program. I'm going to include my entire webinar cash creation system into this program because we're doing one specific thing that I'm teaching you on the actual module. There's 22 more training videos that I would never have time to teach you on a class. And so you get that. And again, people can buy the cash creation system by itself without me for $497. I'm going to give you all the bonus traffic material you need, over 50 ways to get traffic so that you can continue to grow your business. $297 on that. High ticket authority, that's the entire system on how you do high ticket selling, $497. Seven-figure business blueprint for those of you who want to move through the Your $1 Million design phase. And that doesn't happen year one, obviously. Your $1 Million design happens and starts to roll out around year 3, 4, and 5, okay? But if you don't put some fundamental pieces in place to build for that, it collapses, all right? And so this helps you to blueprint your entire business. And again, I was asked about podcasting earlier. Podcasting is great. We're going to use it in if you want to do podcasting, we're going to use it in a very specific way that promotes just the offer that we're talking about, just this DIY, just this program. We're going to get very specific. And that's how you can leverage technology like that. So you'll get my whole system on that. And then we need to know how to communicate in our emails, in our autoresponders, on our websites, articles, anything of that nature. I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you my entire $1 Million copywriting system. And membership sites. Remember I said, you can either be $4.97, just drip feed, or you can build a membership site. You can have me build a membership site, or I'm going to give you exactly step by step how you would build a membership site. I'm going to give you the two pieces that are critical to the success of my business. One is social media weekly planner. This stops you from doing too much, stops the overwhelm, and stops the distraction of social media, and you do specific things for specific purposes. And the other two things are LinkedIn marketing checklist and the marketing worksheet. Again, all of my international speaking gigs have come through LinkedIn. All of my powerful clients and connections for the platinum level come through LinkedIn. So if you are looking for people kind of with a high profile target market scenario, LinkedIn is your domain, and I show you exactly how I do it.
Is there advertising things on LinkedIn where you can pay for?
You can. Yep.
Is that fairly effective compared to the other stuff?
I have not used it, but I've seen it come through. It says sponsored ad. I don't touch them. Okay, so I don't know if other people do. Now, you've got my course system in place. You've got all of my bonuses, and here's what I want to add as well to you to help you guarantee the success of this program. That is 3 days with me at the Business Online Mastery. I told you I've been doing this twice a year. And November 16, 17, and 18, Manhattan Beach, California. It's coming up, which means we can end 2018 with a very strong build. End 2017 with a strong build and catapult 2018. This is when this sucker goes a running, all right? But you need to get the momentum now for 2018. All right, so here's what you get. The system, the live event, success rituals, social media hacks, webinar cash creation, traffic hurricane, $1 Million copywriting, high ticket authority, the membership site training, push button podcasting, 7-figure business blueprint. You get my private community for life. Value, real value of that is $8,276. That means if you want to go buy those online right now, that's what you pay. You can't get access to my private community, obviously, which is why I don't even put a price on it, because you can't buy that. The Your $1 Million design online right now is $4,997. But I said I was going to give you an irresistible offer of $1,997. Okay? So that is 12 weeks with me, but I want to triple this offer. For fast action people, not only will you get more, usually it's 1-year access to all of this data, all of the modules and that. I'm going to give you a lifetime membership, so you can rinse and repeat this over and over and over and over, and the value of that is priceless. And if you sign up now, I'm actually going to reduce it once more to $997, and I'll allow a 2-pay for $525. So that is the irresistible offer. That's what one looks like. That's what I'm going to teach you to do. That's what I'm going to, only we're going to start at $297. Remember, $297. Tell me that they're not going to come in when you do your offer right and when you roll your program up properly. First action takers, I'm actually going to do a strategy session with you, which means we're going to get on the phone. I'm going to take a look at what you do, what you've got, and we're going to highlight the biggest piece and the biggest barrier in front of you right now. I'm going to remove it so that we can start this program off properly and so that you can remain focused and you can feel confident about the direction that you're going. I'll skip this.
Hi, I am fantastic Frank Johnson, trapped in a closet, carried out in a body bag.
Another big success story. And as you can see, Frank actually has a traumatic brain injury. And so if he can do it, anybody can. That's the point of Frank, and it's true. So $997, there it is, all laid out for you. The true value, not made up, is $14,764. If you like the sounds of any of those, you can go buy those separately. But if you want me for the next 12 weeks to walk you through this, week after week after week, be available for Q&A, review everything that you're doing, help you establish your modules, what are they called, roll out the works, find 10 people, that's this program. And again, what am I doing? I am starting from ground zero with you guys as if I've just begun, and I'm doing the entire proof of concept in front of you. And that's what's going to happen through this program. And I do believe that's it. Okay, cool. So I am available. I don't think I said it, but first person, I always have the order form for the first person. You get this and my book to go. I'm going to be at the booth for about the next 15-20 minutes. If you want to come, ask questions, talk to me, tell me your scenario, whatever it is, sign up. Other than that, thank you so much. I can't wait, and I hope to be a part of launching your journey in the right way and for you to be able to finally be making the money you deserve. Thank you. All right, Facebook.